Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Kat.
This is episode 36.
Can you believe we're 36 episodes on this?
Well, remember for a while we were trying to do 2 episodes a week, and yeah, we would be at episode 50 by now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's
That's fine.
Yeah. Last week I think we had like a pretty good reaction to not reaction, but we had a lot more views, I think.
Really?
Than the previous couple weeks, yeah.
That's nice.
It's so weird because sometimes it really just depends on what we're talking about in each episode, because I feel like I'm hunched down. Am I hunched down? Sorry, everybody. Just looking at myself on the camera here. No, it just looked like you're like way taller than me. No, it depends on what we talk about in each episode. If it's something that's like a popular topic that people are searching for a lot, we're going to show up in their feed on YouTube or wherever.
Remember when we talk about, was it that Fender?
Oh, the Fender Standard series.
Oh my
And it wasn't even the full episode. It was a 10-minute clip I pulled from the
out
episode,
of the episode
that we were talking about the Standard
That
series.
went insane.
And just the other day, we still got another comment on it. I'm like, dude, this was months ago, and people are still upset about this thing.
I think the views, as you say, it really just depends on what's the subject of the conversation.
But that is, I think, to date, that is still our biggest performing video episode.
Yeah.
But, some weeks we talk about some stuff that's, unfortunately, when we talk about some of these smaller builders, people just don't care as much, I guess. I don't know.
It happens.
Last week we were talking about that Steel Panther pedal. The Pussy Melter Deluxe or whatever it's called. The mini pedal.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I use that as the thumbnail, with us both being like, it was, when I do the thumbnails.
Wait, isn't that the one that looks like
it's a little pink pedal?
The Pet Abysmal?
No, I should get that pedal loaded up too.
Oh
I didn't hold on, I didn't load that one up.
Okay. Okay. You were saying when you do the thumbnails.
Yeah, I just dropped the mouse. Give me a second.
Oh my goodness. This is something that happens every week.
I just need to get like a little.
I
need to get like a small table that's closer to me than the desk, that I could put like right in front of me, that I can control the thing from.
Anyway, when you do the thumbnails.
Yeah, so when I do the thumbnails, we don't do staged. We tried once and we got like bad. Somebody actually got mad about it on, I think, Threads.
Oh, when
or
we did like a
Facebook.
stage picture.
No, it was Facebook. It was one of the Facebook groups. Somebody was like, "Ooh, why do you guys have to do the cringy staged thumbnail thing?"
Because
and it's
that
like,
gets more views.
And people actually came. People came to our defense. They were like, "Oh, that's what you have to do when you're a smaller channel, and like even the bigger channels have to do it a lot of the time, where you have to make a stupid face." But we did it one time, and we got some backlash on it. So
yeah.
Pretty much what I do for our thumbnails is just I take a random moment from within the episode and I pause it and take a screenshot.
And I swear to God, he's always looking for me making a weird face.
Well, no, that's not true.
Come on.
But anyway, so last week it was just both of us happened to be like looking over, like going like or something, and with the.
And I think it was literally when we were looking at that.
The Steel Panther pedal right here is where I put it on the screen, and that people like that episode, I guess.
Wow.
So you mentioned the Pepto pedal.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot. This is a new one.
You forgot that, pero?
So this is $160 from Chibson USA. So if you're not familiar with Chibson, they have a big. You're familiar with them. They've got a big online presence, social media. They are a meme page on Instagram.
Yes.
They make a bunch of memes of fake guitar products, of knockoffs of different things.
What
and,
is it? I know the Fender. There's one that they always mention. Obviously, it's not the name. Whatever. I'm gonna think about it.
Are you talking about like Gibson? Because
Chibson.
It's Chibson.
Yeah,
that's the name of the company. Chibson.
Yeah.
No, but they have made a couple real products. Here and there. Like they did the postal delay or whatever it's called, where it looks like a USPS postal shipment, like a priority delay, I think is the name of it. Anyway, so now they've got the Pepto pedal, which they were teasing images of it, which it just looked like it was another photoshopped thing. This is they teamed up with, is it Blammo that they teamed up with here?
That's insane.
Let me
That
see.
shit's real?
Oh, it's Daredevil this time. Okay, it's Daredevil
Oh
pedals.
my god.
So you get a couple
I thought
Pepto
it was
picks.
just, oh my gosh.
No, you get a
it's
couple
real.
Pepto picks. You get the little color manual. The box says 4 symptom modifiers: indigestion, nausea, diarrhea, and heartburn. High gain distortion. This is a high gain distortion. So you get the 3 knobs, and then heartburn is when the LED is on. I think it's a cool concept.
I swear that sounds like it's just made out for you.
Yeah, I'm constantly having to
Dude,
take
you're
Tums
lying.
and Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
But $160. It looks like it's on
Okay.
sale. It's usually $169. It's going to be regular price for this thing. Let's see. It is the first over-the-counter
Oh my
guitar pedal
gosh.
specifically designed to soothe even the crappiest of riffs. Its high-gain distortion delivers a wildly rambunctious tone that'll ensure you won't need to change your D string at the next gig.
Wait, get back.
Yeah.
Look at that. Do you know that 9 out of 10 guitarists suffer from the riff reflux
And or blues gut.
stuff?
Okay.
It does you.
Let's see. Its modifiers include nausea, which is your EQ contour, indigestion, which is your output level, and diarrhea is gain. Heartburn is just the yellow LED, which provides high gain distortion that gets heavy in all the right ways.
Okay.
Each pedal is hand wired in Chicago with through hole components, true bypass switching. The variable EQ control that ranges from gut churning scoop mids all the way up to exclusively boosted 1 kilohertz. Cool.
Yeah.
It says it can do the saturated doom tones, the brown sound, which that's funny for diarrhea, scooped mids, and more. What else
They
could you
talk
hope
about
for?
everything.
Yeah.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
So I think this is only their second ever pedal release.
Okay.
So pretty cool. Funny little thing. We should probably just jump into the big news from this week.
What are the big news?
This one.
Oh,
The Chase
okay,
Bliss
go for
Brothers
it.
AM. We talked about it last week that we knew it was going to be coming out.
Don't like it.
Sold out in a day.
It looks like an insurance company.
Like the logo?
Yeah.
Kind of. By day 2, it was sold out. So if you're listening to this, watching this, I'm sure you already know all about this. It is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Analog Man.
Okay.
And it is, it's their take on a King of Tone style thing. So you have 2 of the same circuit, 1 on each side.
Okay.
Obviously, you have boost, overdrive, distortion selection for each side. You could set them to whichever you want. You could stack them. The big modification here is they took like a treble booster similar to the Analog Man Beano boost. So that's this toggle right here. And that assigns to the yellow side. Regular Chase Bliss setup on this thing. You get your 6 knobs, you get your toggle switches, the 2 foot switches, the toggle switch between the foot switches, which I don't know what that does. I've never known what that does. I've never had a Chase Bliss pedal. So the hype on this thing is very real. Sold out, like I said, in a day.
That's insane.
And on their website, it says orders paused.
Okay.
Can't even try to pre-order the next round yet. It says orders are currently being paused. The first production run is sold out. And we're working to figure out how fast we can build a second run. Once we are confident from fulfillment dates, we will open up pre-orders. All first batch orders will ship within 4 weeks. Now, I've heard from various sources different numbers of how many of these were, but I think what I have heard the most, again, I don't know the truth behind any of this, they had 4,000 of them.
Wow.
They did post something that said, and I didn't see the full post, I just saw somebody posted a screenshot of it that said this was their biggest release ever.
Isn't
like,
this the
initial
pedal
release.
that people is reselling for more money?
Yeah. So
because I heard something about it.
somebody posted in the Chase Bliss Facebook group, I think yesterday, they're like, so it's
Okay.
begun, and it was $799.
What?
And then later that day, somebody else posted, it's already sold. Like somebody actually bought it for literally
Why?
like double the price.
Wait,
and-
but why not to wait for it?
Wait for the next round. Wait for round 3 if you have to. If
You
you want
don't
it that
have-
bad.
You cannot talk about that.
Oh, I'm not
'cause
gonna-
you
I'm not
literally
gonna-
do get desperate for things. And
I'm
buy them
not
right
going to
away.
buy a pedal for double of what it actually sells for
That's
brand new
insane.
just to get it now. Which it's funny because it's just like the King of Tone. You can wait in line for your King of Tone, which I think is like $350, $399, something like that. I think it's around the same price. You can wait in line for that, which is a 6-year wait time, or you can go straight to Reverb or eBay and spend like $1,000 to get it today. It's like, no, there's
Just
other options
wait
out
for
there.
the next batch, and with
Yeah.
the money that you have, go buy the Minecraft box and McDonald's.
Are they still doing that?
I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
if they are, then go buy it, go
Yeah.
eat, and then when the next round is ready, then just buy it for the regular price.
There you go.
How about that?
But yeah. Well, also after all that whole ordeal went down,
Okay.
I saw somebody else posted a screenshot this morning, I think, where it was their whole screen on Reverb. There's like 6 or 12 that were listed, all from like $650 to $850.
Wow.
And then I just saw this a little bit ago, post popped up in the Chase Bliss group. Somebody was like complaining that somebody else reported all those listings on Reverb as like scalpers and stuff. So I don't know. And then people were talking crap back to that guy, like, "Oh, you're just complaining because that was probably one of your listings or something." So the pedal community is very friendly when it comes to to flipping pedals.
Well,
it just sucks because if you're gonna buy it just to resell it immediately,
don't do that.
I get it. You're trying to make a quick buck, and you're going to make that money because there is going to be a demand where somebody will be willing to pay
But
double.
isn't that taking advantage of people?
But it's like, dude, somebody that really wanted it could have got it, and you bought it instead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I can't complain because I've never been in that situation where I've never flipped a pedal for extreme amounts of money. I've never waited in line for a pedal like that. So I don't know. I could see both sides of it. I could see,
I don't.
whatever. But
I don't. Just
it is what it is. There's a ton of other options on the market though. Very similar to this pedal, without all the dip switches that Chase Bliss throws on there. Oneder Effects has Hail to the King, which it's a 2-foot switch, same size enclosure. King of Tone style pedal. You can get the Prince of Tone. Every Wednesday, Analog Man drops a new batch of Prince of Tones. And they sell out that day.
Wow.
But the Prince of Tone is just one half, if you're not aware. It's just one half. It's not 2 drive circuits. You just get a single one. And that's $150 or $180, I think. You can get all day long, you can get the MXR Duke of Tone.
Okay.
Which is the previous collaboration with Analog Man. You can get that all day long, $150. And if you want a King of Tone that bad, and you don't want to wait, and you don't want to try any of these other brands, you want something that's an actual circuit or approved circuit by Analog Mike.
Okay.
Get 2 of those Duke of Tones, and you get $300 right there out the door. You can have essentially a King of Tone. If you want to have something that has the treble booster, you could buy any cheap treble booster, or a good one. You could put the Mythos Cestus treble booster in between to get you more of that Brothers AM sound. You can get a real Beano boost fairly cheap. It is what it is. But people are going crazy about this one, and I think it's going to be like that for a little while. Probably be a good year before people can actually
like
get
the
them.
whole resale kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you want to jump into next?
I don't know what else. Wait, what was the story that I told you that we should talk?
Oh, I got that loaded up too.
Oh, you had that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not news, but this is it's story time.
Well, yeah, story time. Yeah, something that he was telling me that I was like, oh, we should talk about that.
There's something that I've always been curious about, and I'm like, I need to. I know eventually I'll come across this information that I can't find on my own.
Okay. Go for it.
So I'm in a couple of those like cheap guitar groups on Facebook.
Chibson.
Cheap awesome guitars, awesome cheap guitars.
Okay.
I think that's the name of both of them that I'm in. So somebody posted a guitar, and I was like, "That's the one that I've been." Okay, so let me back up.
Dude, you had to. Yeah.
But I had a moment where I was like, "Oh my god, I've been looking for this exact thing for
My
years." Now it's not something that I don't want this. I
Well, you
have
already told me
no
you don't
desire
want it. Yeah.
for this at all. But I wanted the
Okay.
information.
Okay.
So when I first started playing guitar, I had crappy first act guitars. I had a Johnson brand 3/4 size or half size acoustic that my grandfather bought me. That was my first ever guitar. And then I had a couple first act guitars. And they were just garbage. And I could tell even as a beginner, I was like, I'm not going to learn anything. Like, I'm going to give up playing guitar if I just learn solely on this guitar. Like, they're just really bad. I think your microphone cable is like brushing up against the.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can hear it. It's rattling.
Go for it. Go.
Anyway, I just don't want that to be bothering people when they're listening.
I call it in you.
But anyway.
Go for it. Anyway.
So when I finally had enough money to go to an actual music store and buy a guitar, which is crazy thinking about it. We were talking about this earlier. In 2007 or 2008, whenever I bought this guitar, you could walk into a guitar store and buy a brand new entry-level but decent electric guitar for like $125, $150. Like Squiers were, like the basic Squier Bullet series was around $150 back then.
Okay.
Which they no longer have the Bullet series. They have the Sonic series. It's the same thing. Those are like minimum $200 now.
Times have changed.
So the lower end guitars haven't gone up that much in price over the years. But I only had $120 or $125. I couldn't get a Squier. And we went to a couple different stores looking for. I wanted like that butterscotch color, not butterscotch. I don't even know what it is. Like the off-white, like this color right here.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to call it, like a blonde.
I don't know.
I can't remember the name of the color.
Vanilla. I don't know.
Yeah. So I wanted like a Strat style guitar.
Okay.
In that color. So
cream solid body. What's the name of the color?
Yeah, like a cream color. Different brands have different names for the same color, but I'll put a picture of it on the screen so people know what I'm talking about. But I wanted a bullet Strat or a generic one even that was that color. That's what I was looking for. And then what? We went into this one store. It was like the second or third music store we went to that day, me and my dad. And we were exhausted. And I even told him, I was like, I don't want to go to any more after this. Like, I'll just, if they have something I can afford here, I'll get it. So they had two brands available. It was weird. The store had two brands of guitars. And the store's long gone now. And they were like a lower end mom and pop shop. So you could get Johnson brand, which is made by, or was, I don't know if they're still around, AXL or Axel guitars. So they had a couple of those as well, like the Axel guitars, which I could try to find you a picture of it later. I'll show it to you. But they had like these bodies that had this fake, like cracked concrete kind of design to them. They looked really cheesy. So those were way out of my price range. Those were like $200, $250, I think. But then they had Johnson, which I was familiar with Johnson because my very first guitar was a Johnson.
Okay.
So it's like they had Johnson Telecasters, or they had this other brand of Stratocaster style guitars. And those were $150. But if you wanted a Johnson Telecaster, it was $120, $125.
Okay.
So I was like, guess I'm going with the color that I want, but the Telecaster style guitar. So you remember that Squier I just recently traded to Justice?
Yeah.
It was that color. So that was the color Strat I was looking for.
Okay.
So that's what I got, and that was my first like real electric guitar, I guess you could call it. But that other brand, it was stuck in my head because I was like, I've never heard of this brand before. Like me as a beginner, I had never heard of that brand. I had heard of Johnson, I had heard of Squier. I was familiar with some of the lower end brands, like the BC Rich guitars that you could buy in a kit that came with a little amp. The lower end Ibanez. Like I knew a bunch of brands, but even as a beginner. But this brand I had never heard of. And it had some numbers and letters on the headstock and an eagle. The little logo of an eagle. And then my uncle, who played in a band, this is like a year or two later, I saw he had one. Like he had that brand guitar, which was weird because like my uncle was fairly wealthy. So it was weird that he would have one of these low end guitars. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe these are not low end guitars. Maybe that was an actual really good guitar.
Maybe they are good.
I don't know anything. I'm like 13. I don't know anything.
Okay.
So those are the only two examples of that brand I had ever seen. So all these years, I'd like, you know, in the back of my head wonder, like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that guitar?
What's the brand?
Like, what? No, what brand was that? Like, and I Googled it once or twice before, like, guitar with eagle on the headstock.
Wow.
And somebody posted one in this Facebook group. So
Okay.
I finally found what it is. And it's nothing impressive at all. Like, this story probably isn't even impressive or exciting to anybody, but it's just, I think
But what's the
everyone,
name?
I think everyone can kind of relate to the fact of like you're looking for something for so long and you don't know exactly like how to search for it. You don't know where to look and you can't find any answers. And then finally just like, boom. So the brand is S101. That's the brand name. I don't know. They made generic Strats and Telecasters and some other stuff.
How cheap is that?
Let's see. Let's find a used one.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, you're only gonna find used ones, but let's find one for sale somewhere.
Let's see how much is that.
Oh, it looks like Musician's Friend might have actually carried them at one point.
Okay.
Kid Rock signed one. Okay, here you go. It's eBay, $900, signed by Kid Rock, and look at that
Because
signature.
Kid Rock signed that?
That signature. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that.
Okay.
That signature is like completely worn off.
How much is those? Is that one from River? Well, it says it's out of stock.
Yeah, but
it
it still tell us what they sold it for.
Okay.
Or at
Check
least
on
what
it
it was
though.
listed for.
89
$89.
bucks?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap.
So nothing special about that. It was just a moment of like, aha! I finally found what I was looking for all this time.
What did you say? S101?
S101, and then some of the logos have like a big S with a globe.
Did you say it was an eagle?
Some of them do have an eagle.
Oh.
Made in China. Nothing
Okay.
special about these whatsoever, but I finally got that piece of information. Same thing happened to me with a guitar riff. That was stuck in my head for the longest time.
And then what?
And I could play the riff. I knew how to play the riff. And to me, it was like a slowed down version of La Bamba.
Okay.
And for like 5 or 6 years, I'm like, what is this fucking riff? Like,
What
I know
was
this
it?
song. I don't know what it is. And it's boom, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. And I'm like,
What
it
is
sounds like slow
that?
down La Bamba. And I was like, what is the song? And then finally, like, heard it on the radio, and I was like, oh,
What was
that's
it?
what this was the whole time. Like, and it's a song I'm very familiar with,
What is
but
it?
it's not a song I listen to. Stand by the band REM. It's like, stand in the place where you are. Na, 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 na. Like,
I don't know the song.
it's probably my least favorite REM song. So I don't listen to it. If I do listen to REM, like, I intentionally don't listen to that song. I think it's like a really irritating song, but I could play the riff by memory, but I couldn't remember what the song was for like
You know what I was
years.
thinking that you were gonna say?
Yeah.
The tun, tu-du-dun, tu, tu-du-du-du-tu.
No, I know that one.
I thought you were gonna say it was that song
Yeah.
that was stuck on your mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, so that was my little story time. Actually, we had a little bit of a story we could tell
Well,
here in a second. but-
there's more. Not to that guitar, but
Yeah, we're
something
done on
else.
that guitar. I just wanted to share that information with everybody. That
Well,
I
but talking
found
about
something.
guitars, we
Found
can talk
something,
about
yeah.
a new guitar.
New guitar?
Is it there a new guitar?
These are new guitars.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
We're in the subject already. Why to talk about pedal?
Okay, so new guitars.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple different new guitars that came out this week, but we're just going to talk about these ones because they've been kind of popping up.
Okay. What is it?
You know, a lot of demo videos for these. This is the Fender Player II Modified electric guitars and basses.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of demos pop up for this. Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum did a demo of both one of these guitars and
In
that
the
Chase
bass?
Bliss
Oh,
pedal in the same
okay.
video, and it was a pretty crazy video.
Okay.
So they got Strats and Telecasters. Those are your options, and a bass.
Wait, I was
Well,
looking
actually, they
at the
have two
prices.
basses. No, they got, yeah. So let's look at these real quick.
Okay.
So you got the Player 2
Damn.
Modified Stratocaster. Starts at 1,000. You have the Player 2 Modified Telecaster, single and humbucker. It's got a humbucker in the neck pickup.
That one is
1,029.
1,029. Okay.
Player 2 Modified Active Precision Bass, 1,099. Dang.
Okay. What else?
Regular single humbucker Telecaster for $999.99. The Player 2 Modified Stratocaster HSS, which I believe this is the one that Ryan demoed. This is
Okay.
$1,029.99. You can get that in 2 different colors. And then the Player 2 Modified Active Jazz Bass,
Wait, just
$1149.99.
oh, the Stratocaster is that is showing. I thought it was
It's showing
two
both
different
colors.
ones.
Yeah,
It's showing both
I
colors.
think those are the same. Oh, no, I'm
those are
sorry.
not the same.
You get the regular one, and then you get the one with the Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah, that one is
And that's a little bit-
$11.29.
yeah, that's a little more expensive. That's actually the one that Ryan demoed, but in the other color, the white
And what's the
color.
last one?
Bass.
Okay.
So yeah, it's active jazz bass, and then they have. Are those both the same? Modified active jazz.
Active jazz bass.
Modified active. Oh no, one's a 5-string.
Okay.
Okay. I think these are really cool. What bothers me about it is that they're calling it the Player 2 Modified.
Okay.
Now, when they had the Player series, they had the Player and then the Player Plus.
Okay.
Shouldn't this one have been called like the Player 2 Plus? Or the Player Plus 2?
2.0?
Player Plus 2?
I don't know.
It's just funny the way that they come up with these names. But obviously, this is a serious step up from the regular Player 2s. All these guitars, I'm not gonna go into details of all of them, but like you have obviously like the bass, you have active pickups, you have all this extra features and stuff, upgraded pickups. I believe these all have noiseless pickups in them. I could be wrong on that, but on like the Strats and Tellys and stuff, you have push-pull knobs. Whereas, a regular Strat, you don't have those. But the push-pull knobs on the Strats, at least I know on at least one of these two models, you can add the humbucker in the bridge pickup in to the circuit of like the neck pickup. So you can have just the neck and the bridge, rather than having one or two. And I believe you can have all three on at the same time if you go into position 4. So where you have like you'd regularly have the neck and middle position on, you can activate the humbucker in that as well and have all three. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
So each one of these has, some unique feature that you don't get in the regular Player 2 series.
Pricey though.
Very
I
pricey.
mean, it's Fender, but
yeah, but for like Mexican made
kind of pricey.
Fenders that are, again, they're not like the basic model, because the basic model made out of Mexico is the Player 2 now. That is the cheapest Mexican made Fenders you can get. So this is quite a step up from that, because those are $799 and $829, I believe, as of right now. So yeah, I mean, you are paying $200 to $300 extra, which it makes sense. You're getting that, dollar worth of features.
Yeah.
I like the way that Strat looks. I would not get the one with the Floyd Rose. I wouldn't mess with that. But the regular tremolo bridge, yeah.
Are you asking for it?
No.
Okay.
If I were to get that, I would want
Okay.
I would have to sell my Stratocaster and my Telecaster to get that. Both of my Telecasters and Stratocaster to get that.
Because just today, when
yeah.
we're talking about something and you say, what about if I try that and I like it?
Oh, we can talk about that next.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
And I offered you a deal with that.
Yeah.
Like that guitar, that's kind of pricey. How much is that microphone?
We'll talk about that next if you want to.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything else on the Player 2 Modifieds?
No.
I wish they had a fretless option. I don't see a fretless option on those basses.
Oh well.
They look cool. I think they're a good deal. They're cool. They are expensive, but you're getting your money's worth, I feel. So the folks over at Oma World Microphones, hopefully that picks up just fine on the camera. I don't know if that's a little bit blurry. Beautiful looking microphones. They sell condensers. They sell ribbons. They have ones that are all brass.
It's really nice.
Really nice.
It
So
looks really, really
they have
nice.
a
Let me see.
demo
I can put
program.
it closer.
Yeah. No, you are sitting a little bit closer. Yeah. So that's the front. Well, actually, I guess you can speak into either side, but yep. So
really beautiful.
they hand make all of these in California,
Okay.
in the Los Angeles area, and you can customize them. So they have this program where you can demo one. They'll send it out to you, or they might send you two. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Joe on Instagram. He
my buddy
Joe. Well, I only know him through Instagram, but we talk a lot about gear.
Okay.
We were talking about these, and he said when he demoed them, they actually sent him two. For his drum overheads. And he had nothing but good things to say about them. He said he sent them back. He didn't buy them because
How much is that?
he already we'll get to it. He already had some good higher end ribbon mics. This is a ribbon.
Okay.
He already had a couple good ones, so he didn't need them, but he said they're comparable to higher end microphones. So that was good to hear from somebody that actually had firsthand experience with them. I see these all over social media, people using them.
They look really cool, though.
So their demo program.
They do.
They'll send at least one out to you. You get it for 2 weeks. I thought it was a month, but you get it for 2 weeks. They're not requiring you to make a video on it or anything. I did get an email after the first couple days asking how it was going. Unfortunately, I haven't actually used this for anything yet. I've got a week left because our son was sick all week. So I didn't even do a gear video though, like this week at all. If you watch the channel regularly, I didn't even do a gear video because it was impossible to do. So this will be my next video. We'll be featuring this microphone, trying it out in a bunch of different applications. So the demo program, sorry, I keep trailing off here. So regularly, their ribbon mics are $699.99. Their condensers are $799.99.
Okay.
They're all bronze or brass ones are, I want to say like $12.99 to $14.99, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, like I said, demo program, they send it out to you, you try it out. If you like it, they give you $100 off. So the ribbon, like this one, would be $599.99. What I think is interesting is on the form to sign up for the demo program, they ask you like, oh, what colors would you prefer?
Of course.
If you were to, what are your dream colors for this?
If you were to buy
if you were to have one, what colors would you want it? And it even says something along I don't know the exact wording on it, but it's, there's no guarantee they're going to send you that color or anything, but they want to know. They sent me the colors I requested. It's black body with like a cream colored screens. Now the screens are also interchangeable, and they do have tons of videos online. It seems like they're subtle differences, but the different screens do give you slightly different response because there's a different material covering the ribbon. So I'm gonna set this down now. So I was actually going to use it for my microphone tonight doing the podcast, but obviously like a ribbon microphone's not ideal for doing that. I would need a pop filter right here and you wouldn't even see my face. So I decided not to do that. But I did want it
because I was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Like what I suggested was to have you use that and me use this one.
To compare.
And to compare the difference between one and the other. Obviously we know that one is not exactly made for podcasts. Yeah. But I did want it to compare the differences. But when you were trying, you were saying that. What were you saying?
It just would have taken me. We didn't have the time for me to like properly set it up and EQ it, set the gain and everything to where our volumes would be equal. Like that would take me a little extra time, and we film these at night on a Saturday night, so I just wanted to make sure we had enough time to actually do the episode. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good mic. I'm gonna sit down with it, the next couple days, and
before you have to send it back.
Mic up my drums and amps and do some vocals and see how it works out. And hopefully that's what my next video will be. Hopefully it won't be a disaster. I haven't seriously recorded anything in a while, so this will be interesting. But if you are interested, go to their website, sign up for their mailing list, get in on that demo program.
Well, that is really cool though.
And it works out for them too, because if you don't buy the microphone, you send it back and they just list it for sale on their website and somebody's going to buy it. I mean,
they are really popular ones.
Someone's going to say, oh, that color's really cool. I like the black with the cream. I'm going to buy it. So yeah. And it works out for them because they get like kind of, if you do make videos on it and stuff, that they get free, publicity on that. So
That's good.
I think it's cool. We've got a couple other things here.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce this one.
Okay. What is that?
So we've talked about Fjord Fuzz.
Okay.
They've got a new one. It's the Midnight Soul.
What's that though?
I can never pronounce his pedals. It means midnight sun.
Okay.
It is a truly magical thing for those of us up north to look forward to when summer finally returns and sun barely sets. It's time for love, parties, magic, and adventure.
Okay.
Let's see. Midnight Soul is like the final boss for fuzz faces and univibes. The most party-friendly, lovely, and magical circuits of all.
Okay.
That's what I think of. I think of parties.
Of course.
Yeah. No, anyway, it features a host of novel and, more importantly, useful additions to these classic circuits. Sorry, everybody. What does it do? All right,
I have no idea.
Internally switchable options let you choose between classic univibe tones and Leslie tone sounds, as well as fuzz face, Zonk 2 fuzz tones, or an all-new in-between mode.
Okay.
Top of that, phasing section offers deep customization with 256 possible combinations to be precise. Wow.
Right. That looks really simple.
It is.
Okay.
I mean, it's doing some complicated stuff under the hood there, but the real star here is the novel expression control, which dramatically expands the range of this beautiful circuit, unlocking sounds never heard.
Show me, how does that work?
So you get this massive knob
and
right in the front.
4 controls, like on each corner?
It looks like there's 4 foot switches, and then you have
switches.
It looks like these are mini potentiometers here.
That is really small.
That's a really cool looking pedal. It looks like they have it in a couple different colors. So you get black, you can get gold. I like that giant knob.
You like that giant knob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you can get black, gold, and silver. Okay. Custom colors by request, which adds 14 days to the production style.
If you can wait.
All analog signal path with relay-based soft touch switching.
Okay.
How
much is that?
You can add a TRS expression jack. Let's see. Do you see a price?
Go all the way up. Okay.
And all the way down. Wait, you saw a price?
Yeah.
Oh, $399. Okay.
Yeah. That's what it costs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think all their pedals look really cool. We covered one of their last release.
What was it?
This one. Remember, I couldn't pronounce that one either. The Freya, which is also, I believe,
it looks similar with.
I think it's also a Univibe. I think it's a Univibe style circuit that doesn't require a photo cell, so they could still sell it in Europe.
Okay.
Because we talked about that a bunch, where
you
can't sell photo cell based pedals anymore. Here's a new pedal company. Well, fairly new to us.
Who is it though?
Blue Effects Devices. I've been seeing them pop up. Oh, they're on Kickstarter, it looks like.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about them.
The founder is called Pedro Costa.
No. That's a founder of something else. That's a review. Don't give him fake information here.
Oh, never mind. But hi, Pedro.
Okay, we introduced you to Fuzz Fields. This is their first pedal. Let's go to their website here.
Okay.
All right, they have something called the Nebula Texture Drive and Fuzz Fields.
Okay.
Nebula's discontinued.
Oh, never mind.
So Fuzz Fields.
Don't go giving them false information.
So it looks like maybe you can't get it yet. It looks like it's still on Kickstarter. Our dream was to create the most playable and interactive modulated fuzz pedal. Fuzz Fields is an analog fuzz core with 3 modulation voices, all working magically together. Nothing is static here. The fuzz is constantly in motion, causing it to scream, swell, saturate, and flutter. It is your playing dynamics that bring control to this futuristic device to your fingers. Archie and Philip, those are the guys.
That's what I meant to say. Go to the story.
Hold on, let's see what this pedal does real quick. You have a harmonic oscillator, you have an octaver, you have envelope follower, gravity mode, which is a gain reduction modulated fuzz engine.
Okay.
You have a gated fuzz, and you have a phaser. So you got a lot going on. It's like an all-in-one kind of synth pedal. Looks like you have CV controls as well. There's some diff switches on the sides. 2 foot switches. One's for the phaser bypass. One's a frequency and hold switch. Okay. Where do you want me to go?
To see the story. Yeah. Go to the about section. So we know what's up.
Okay. We are Archie and Philip, 2 electronics engineers that met in university back when we were battling with the laws of physics, math equations, and microcontrollers. We arose victorious, wiser, and madder than before. Together, we are Blue Effects devices, and we are dedicated to creating playful, interactive effects devices for your electronic instruments.
Okay.
Or electric instruments, sorry. Let's see. Okay. Born and raised in Greece. So is that where they're based out of? Yep. They're based in Greece. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's all I had on that one. That's all I had on that one. Yeah. That's all I had on that one so far. So I don't know. I don't think it's out yet. And then here's another new pedal company.
Okay.
This is Automat Audio Devices. This is the Triple Ganger, a parallel triple fuzz. This is a cool looking pedal right here.
That has a lot going on. What is that about?
Fuzz 1 has gain and level control. Fuzz 2 has gain and level control, splatter, octave, and double mode switch. Fuzz 3 has a sub control. Sub-assignable is it's assignable to 1, 2, or 1 and 2 octaves.
Okay.
You have a master EQ, treble and bass. You have a master volume/output. Turn your guitar's volume control to go from clean to heavy overdrive. So this is very reactive to your guitar's volume.
Okay.
Fuzz 2 in subblend in clean and crunch. Okay.
All right.
Wait, blend out in the clean and crunch. I don't know what that means. There's output blend. Dang. Okay. Want to see more? Yeah, let's see that.
Subscribe to the newsletter.
Oh, is this going to take us to like YouTube or something?
No. It's the description, the specifications. Yeah.
Okay, $380.
All right.
You got 8 knobs on this guy, 2 foot switches, 2 toggle switches for your different octave modes and stuff. Built in Long Beach, California.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, that looks cool. I didn't realize that it was.
I like the shape though.
Yeah. So it's the knobs and the foot switches are like at the same height. That's cool. Or the knobs are actually lower, so you can't stop them while you're stopping the pedal.
Wait,
what is this? They have another pedal here. Okay. Rara Avis Fuzz. Single foot switch on this one.
Okay, that one is $330 though.
Yeah. So you have treble and bass knobs. You have a filter control, output, bias, and gain. Let's see. Okay, so I wonder when they came out with it. I just heard about this the other day. Again, this is one I've been seeing circle around.
Pedals are in stock, so that's good.
I've been seeing this one passed around on social media the last couple days.
Okay.
It's weird. I go to our store and there's nothing here. Automat 2025. So yeah, this is a brand new company.
Okay. They had 2 pedals out. If you want to go check them out.
Yeah. Really cool. I think they're good looking pedals. It looks like they put a lot of work into this release. Yesterday Effects, local to us here in Arizona, they have partnered with Eastside Music Supply to create the Private Military Auditor. So like I said, it's an Eastside exclusive. So you can only get this. It looks
cool though. I like it.
You can only get this in store in Nashville or online at their website. $249. It is a 2-knob, 2-foot switch pedal. You have some dog tags on here with the name of the pedal. That's really cool.
I know. It looks really cool.
Which is cool because like Yesterday Effects, he always puts, they're usually just plain, nice, like, would you call those pastel colors almost? Or
I think they are kind of pastel.
Yeah, he just has these really like nice, pleasant looking, almost like
it is.
They almost look like they're painted, like a painting, an oil painting or something.
It's not like overwhelming to the view. They are really nice.
Yeah.
It has a nice aesthetic, though.
Yeah. It's what you would want AI to make pedals look like.
Yeah.
but like instead they give you like these weird melted looking things that have like fake text that are not real words. You've seen that, right? When AI tries to generate words and images and they're just like a garbled mess. Okay. So yeah, $249. What exactly is this though? What we have here is a highly tuned 2-in-1 fuzz distortion and filter. One knob each with the optional expression port out to sweep the frequency of the filter, if you should choose to do so. Okay. Left side of the pedal is the fuzz. The knob controls the volume. That's all you need because this baby is dialed. Harmonically rich with great note definition and insane sustain.
Okay.
Volume cleanup is cooler and reminiscent of how fuzz faces feel. Plays well with every pickup combo we've thrown at it and gives a surprisingly large amount of tonal variation depending on your pickup, volume, and tone situation.
Okay.
The right side is the filter. The knob controls the sweep of the frequency. Kick this baby on when you're ready for your leads to stand out or just give yourself that gnarly park wah tone. Cool.
It looks really nice. It
says, we're stoked. This first batch is limited to 30 as part of our Project 10 Years releases. Each pedal features a custom dog tag stamped with a unique serial number to the pedal.
Okay.
That's really cool.
And then it does say that all of them are handmade, though.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, I really enjoy everything that Oneder Effects makes.
It looks really nice, really cool.
Though.
Yeah. $249. Mm-hmm. It's not that bad, though.
Speaking of handmade, not Handmaid's Tale. You looked at me like you're like.
No. We're gonna talk about Handmaid's Tale.
No, we've been watching the new season.
Oh my gosh, no! I can't stand it.
Yeah. You're about to drop something on the ground here.
I don't like it.
No, I was saying another handmade pedal here.
Okay.
Oneder Effects is reissuing tomorrow. Well, today, if you're watching this on Sunday, 4/20.
Well, yeah.
Because this is dropping at 4 p.m. on 4/20, so I might not even have this episode uploaded by then. We'll have to see.
But that's so loud.
No, it's not for sale yet.
Oh, but it says so loud.
Because he hasn't put it up for sale yet. The website is loaded up to him for him to, press the button and it goes for sale.
$189. Okay.
To celebrate his 5-year anniversary, decided to reissue one of the very first Oneder offerings, the Fjord Fuzz.
Okay.
Based on the dual voice octave-inducing over-engineered fuzz pedals of the 60s and the 90s, the Super one and the Hyper one. The Fjord Fuzz has its own character and flair. The filter foot switch toggles between green mode, which is an explosive mid-scooped fuzz, and the red mode, which is a mid-forward, growly, gnarly fuzz distortion. Between these essentially polar opposite fuzz sounds is a 3-gain toggle switch, which you're bound to find new favorite doomy, stony tones.
Okay.
Black sparkle powder coat enclosure, clickless relay bypass foot switch, top-mounted Nutric jacks, 9-volt DC center negative only.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the first issue of these when they first came out. I remember these. So it's cool to see them reissuing. Does it say that this is going to be a limited release or?
I didn't see it.
It just says a reissue. I hope these stay permanent because that's a really cool pedal.
420 at 420. It just remind me what you showed me today.
Which,
to put your cookies and milk out for the Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Because it's coming.
No, what I think is really cool about this is that it does the Super Fuzz and the Hyper Fuzz, so it gives you complete opposite sounds with just a click of the toggle.
And it doesn't seem to be that expensive, though.
No, it's really not. I mean, for a boutique pedal brand, yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna get goofy here.
Why?
Not goofy. This is going to be a really cool thing.
But why it's goofy?
I'll show you afterward. It's because of what my mind goes to when I see it. This is not a goofy thing. I'm not making fun of this pedal at all. It's a really cool pedal.
Okay.
So Gamechanger Audio, they're known for thinking outside the box with their pedals. They're putting out the motor pedal. This is a limited pre-order. It looks like you can get red, black, or blue with a white racing stripe down the middle. These are just insane. Like, I can't even describe exactly what this does. It's a fully playable electromechanical synth voice that tracks the pitch that you're playing in real time. You can use it as a drone element that doubles your lines, or use it as a ring mod or X mod engine for your signal. Okay. This isn't emulation. This isn't analog modeling. This is the sound of a spinning brush DC motor pushed against the edge and tamed with precision control. The motor pedal will be available in stores and online May 2025 with expected shipping January 2025. Oh, June. Sorry, June 2025. The black colorway will be priced at $379 US, 379 euros, 329 British pounds. The first batch of motor pedals available for special pre-order via website. Only black, red, and blue colorways are available, priced at $299 in the US, $299 Europe, and $259 GBP.
Okay.
But it's crazy because it is a synth that plays along with your guitar in real time. And like I said, it's not emulation. You're not doing anything like crazy, super digital or anything. You're literally playing a synth that is triggered by your guitar. Not sure how that works. I haven't seen a video on this yet, but look at this little like car pedal you have right here.
What is that?
I don't know. We're gonna have to watch a video on this to see exactly what it does.
Yeah.
But if you give me 1 second here. Again, I think these look really cool, and this is not me making fun of these pedals.
Okay.
But there is something that it reminds me of.
Dude, what?
All right, so
you keep saying it reminds you of something. I look at it and it doesn't remind me of anything.
Years ago, it's not going to remind you of anything.
So it's nothing that I know. No. It's something that you know.
Years ago, Fender put out a failed line of pedals. That's the only way I can describe it.
Okay.
This is the competition series.
Okay.
They have a drive, a delay, distortion pedal.
So you're saying the black part on that other pedal reminds you.
And the racing stripe. The racing stripe, the colors.
Oh, that's true.
The colorways, like the red and the blue with the white stripe.
That looks similar.
But these Fender pedals, they were cheap.
Okay.
They were not very good. And the foot switches on them broke very easily.
Oh. Okay.
Now, my old roommate, Rex, he had the delay for about 5 minutes.
Before the break?
It didn't even break. It just sounded like shit.
Oh.
It did have stereo outputs, so that was cool.
Okay.
But, yeah, he got rid of that thing very quickly. It was just not good. But it was affordable. It was a very affordable line. Now, when they got rid of these, Fender kind of stepped away from pedals for a couple years.
Okay.
And then their next lineup was, I don't know what the name of this lineup is, but like it's their current one where it has like that brushed aluminum, which is a much better, way more successful lineup. These have been in production for several years now.
Okay.
And they just have a lot more effects. So they currently have two lineups. They have that nicer looking lineup. Actually, they have three lineups right now. So I don't know what this lineup is called. I'll look it up and I'll put it here on the screen. So sorry for those that don't know it. It's the one that has the pugilist distortion, marine layer reverb, mirror image delay, level line buffer, Santa Ana overdrive. Those ones, the Pelt Fuzz. So I think if you look that up, you'll know what I'm talking about if you don't already. So they have that. They have the Hammertone line, which is, you're familiar with those, right?
Yeah.
That's the Hello Kitty was based on one of the Hammertone fuzzes. And then they have the Bassman fuzz pedals, which are bass pedals, which I have seen nothing about these. I haven't seen anybody except for maybe Andertons do a video on this.
Okay.
And I think these are really cool looking.
I was about to say that they look ugly.
I think the knobs are ugly. I think they shouldn't have used the same knobs as the Hammertone line. I think the Hammertone knobs are really ugly. But
I don't like the way they look.
Yeah, so Fender has not been the best with
they have
attractive pedals for products. People. But yeah, like their pedals have always been hit or miss, and the competition series was a serious failure.
Either way, that's what you're saying. It reminds you of.
Yes.
Okay.
Now here is, I also found this when I tried to Google the competition series.
Okay.
This is from 10 years ago on Reddit. PSA, do not buy the competition series pedals. I thought I would give you a heads up on my negative experience with Fender competition series. After about 15 months of light bedroom use, my Fender's delay switch stopped working. The delays switch, sorry. I took it to the retailer and was told the following after tech looked at it. Solder looks good. The card will need to be replaced, but the factory doesn't carry any parts for this unit. Called Fender and they confirmed they didn't import any parts to service the pedals and they would just need to give me a replacement within the warranty. Thankfully, I only spent about $60, but going forward, I will be buying pedals with some form of support and refurbishment program. So likely caused me to buy better pedals from smaller manufacturers in the future.
That was 10 years ago. Wow.
But just buying any mass-produced pedal like that, I don't expect it to be serviceable. I don't expect to. I mean, if there's a warranty, I expect it to be replaced. But I don't buy like an Electro-Harmonix pedal.
Oh my gosh! I saw one that is really funny. You see the one that it says, I use Fender guitars, Fender amps, even some Fender cables and picks. I'm a Fender fanboy. Safe to say, but so help me God, you will not see me with Fender pedals.
Now, these comments are older than that nicer lineup that they have right now. But yeah, they had some really bad ones for a while.
Oh my gosh. What? Those comments are hilarious.
Like I was saying.
Okay.
If I buy a mass-produced pedal, though, these days,
okay,
I'm not expecting them to be able to fix it if it breaks. I'm expecting that if there's a warranty, they'll replace it. But I'm not expecting, like I said, like an Electro-Harmonix, like a off-the-shelf, like Big Muff or something. I'm not expecting them to be able to fix that, especially if it's all surface mount these days. Like, they're just going to replace it if they can. Like my JHS color box, when it broke, they're still a small enough company that, like, they replaced the entire circuit board on that thing. And they had to resolder the switch on the side for the pad, depending that switches between the sorry, I don't have it off the top of my head here. Alright, so on the side here.
Oh my gosh, there's like a long hair.
Is there a long hair stuck to it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you have the input jack. Oh man, I dropped the mouse again. The input jack doubles as an XLR and a 1/4 inch. And then next to that you have a 20 decibel pad.
Okay.
And then next to that you have the switch to go between instrument and mic. So the pad switch was what was faulty, and it was causing the whole thing to short out and just cut out the sound when the pedal was on. So you get this intermittent just sound of like you'd be playing just fine and they would just be gone and then come back in.
Okay.
At random times. So they had to completely like resolder this to part of the board, and then they replaced another part of the circuit. So that's again with warranty. But a pedal like a Boss pedal, they're not going to.
I wouldn't believe so.
Repair that for you.
Nah.
MXR is probably not going to repair that. They're just going to replace it. So I don't know what the person in that comment was expecting, but
but the comments are hilarious. Dude, every time you show me like I don't know, like a Facebook group or
this is also
whatever
Reddit.
It is about guitars and pedals, there's always like they go from A to Z in like 3 seconds.
Oh, no matter what.
That is insane.
No matter what you post anywhere, somebody will have a really good experience with it, whatever it is, and somebody will have the worst experience with it. And you'll get everything in between.
No, but this is a specific one that I'm reading right now. The one that you have for the Fender pedals, no one has a good experience.
Oh, no. Those ones,
they're all bad comments.
But you will probably find somebody to this day that considers like the distortion from that series like their signature sound. You know, like there will be somebody that.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We can go all day on this post. But no, like the Fender Amp Facebook group that I'm a part of.
Okay.
People post all day long about like different amps, and there'll be people that are like, oh, I hate the Basement. It's such a garbage amp. And people are like, oh, I've been using it since 1965. You know, like whatever. I don't know the exact years of the Basement. But the amp that I currently use is like my main amp.
Okay.
Is the Bass Breaker 15. and you can't mention that amp in that group without being attacked by like 300 people. I did not mention it, but shortly after I joined that group, and the reason I joined the group was to see what people were saying about this amp. It's the funniest thing.
Okay.
I saw a post. Somebody's like, "Hey, my local pawn shop has this amp, and they want like $300 for it. What should I get it?" And there's like,
why do you have to make an accent when you're?
There's like 40 comments that are like, "No, don't get it. There's no user serviceable parts in that thing. No amp tech is going to touch it because it takes so long to try to take it apart because they sandwiched in 3 different PCBs all stacked in different directions that it's not easy to, it's a disposable amp." And I'm thinking like, isn't everything pretty much disposable these days? Like,
kind of.
But I've had no issues with this amp. I love the sound of this amp. And I think that's all that should matter to people. And if you care about it enough and it has an issue and it needs to be worked on,
then repair it. You'll
probably pay whatever it takes to get it repaired within reason. And there will always be a tech that is willing to work on it. Many might pass on it, but you're going to find the guy that will work on it. Like there will be somebody that will say, "Yeah, I'll take 4 hours to take it apart. So I'm going to charge you for 4 extra hours of labor of just getting this thing taken apart," or whatever it might take. But somebody somewhere will do it, and it's an exaggeration, and people get into this crowd mentality of like, "Oh, we're all just going to agree with this opinion even though we don't firsthand know."
I'm going to share something with you that I've been really tempted to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm now part of the 60 Cycle Home group.
Yeah, you recently joined the group.
I recently
Which there's a funny story on that too.
I haven't like write anything or anything like that, but I do read everything people post on it. And sometimes when people get on this, kind of mentality that one replies to the other and then it starts like fighting,
it gets a big back and forth,
And I'm so tempted to just come in with some random shit and see like,
what do you mean? Like you're going to make a post or you're going to comment?
Like I'm going to comment, but I'm going to comment something like out of the blue.
Like what do you
mean? To see what people would reply.
What example can you provide?
Like this week, they posted something on the Sister Cycle Home group and they started like back and forth. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, why are they fighting about this? And I was thinking on saying something along the lines like, have you people seen that Shein is gonna go up on prices? Like something like that.
I wouldn't even mention that particular example.
I'm just saying, you're asking me what would I put on?
Yeah.
Because I see that it's so stupid that they are fighting back and forth for something like that.
Yeah, just be like, I like my waffles with syrup. Butter and syrup.
Like something that has nothing to do with that. I feel that will stop the fight right away.
They'd be like, huh? No, they would just turn on you next.
I think it was a bad idea for me to be on that group.
No, it's funny. The story behind you joining that group is there was a post.
I don't know.
Just before you joined, there was a post where there was I can't remember who it was. Somebody made a post that was like, people say that a hobby or whatever is really lame if it's all just one gender or whatever. If it's all just men in one group,
which is kind of
lame.
The case for
it's a lame hobby or whatever. It's like,
isn't it?
Yeah, so the guy's like, so I just want to thank the 4 women in this group for making us cool because it's not all men here.
Oh, okay.
It's something along those lines. So then you joined, so there'd be 5.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of funny. But
anyway.
Yeah, you should post in there. What you should post in there is be like, what pedal should I get my husband? He plays guitar.
No, because they are going to recommend the most expensive shit out there.
No, it's
God,
not that group. No, there's a range of... Because you got to think, they do the whole 60 Cycle Hum does the whole Affordaboard series.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, we can talk about that too. He's giving one away right now.
Really?
The whole board. It's a Easter board that he built it a while back in a video like a year or 2 ago, I think, where he built like a church board. but from affordable pedals, so it doesn't have like those big Strymon shits on there. But he built like an affordable church board, and when you hold it up sideways, it's in the shape of a cross. So so he demoed that board again, and then he's giving that away or something. So if you go watch his video, he's giving some stuff away.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else tonight. I dropped the mouse. I don't know where it went, so I don't have any other tabs open. So
okay.
I'm sure there's stuff we missed. There was like another Jackson guitar that came out, the metal shreddy guitar. I'm trying to think what else. Thought there was another new Gibson. There's always a new Gibson. If there's a new Fender, there has to be a new Gibson.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, everybody. Well, this was episode 36 of the Bad Guitars
You
podcast.
said 37 at the beginning, didn't you?
I thought I said 36.
I don't know.
We're episode something of
whatever we're on.
Some show.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find us on all the places. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to the audio version. If you're on the audio version, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the video version.
Yeah.
It helps us out.
And anyway, I think that's about it.
That's about it. So I guess that's it. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you at home. You're still laughing every time I say that.